Looks like this is the first day in a couple of weeks the rain isn't coming. It's been rumbling. I even saw some lightning, but looks like it's going the other way. It's heading south. That means that whatever weather system we've had sitting over us is gone. And who knows? Now, I've been feeling pretty good because whenever we have regular rain, that protects us from any hurricane. If the rain stops, so we don't get rain for a few days, that means that maybe we're going to get some high pressure, and if a storm does develop in the right part of the Atlantic, it could come here. But it's been, let's see, it was around this time in '92 that we were dealing with the effects of Hurricane Andrew. That's been 33 years. It's hard to imagine. 33 years ago, when Hurricane Andrew hit, I was 24. So I'm older from the years from Andrew than I was from the day I was born until the time that Andrew came. Isn't that amazing? Well, that's a good thing. Okay. Got the dog out there. Hello, little one. Oh, the funny little, looks like a little Yorkie. It's a cute little dog. There's actually some holes in the ground here from when other hurricanes blew trees over. They planted these trees before Andrew. You can see there's a hole here. There were trees that were blown over in Andrew. That's why there's these open spaces. There were trees that blown over later on. The year after Andrew, we had another storm, which they called the storm of the century. It sounded almost like a tornado. I think it was in November of '93. And that was followed by a cold front. Then, in 2005, we had two more hurricanes that blew away more of these trees. This mahogany tree, for example, if you look at it, see it's slanted over. A lot of the trees that you see here that have been slanted over, they were pushed over in Andrew, which is interesting. Some of the others, like these tababuyas, they were planted later. You can see there's another hole here where another tree had blown over. So, but there was lines of trees like this before Andrew. And depending on which way the wind blew, what direction it was in, it seemed like it took out some trees but not others. So, with that being said, I'm on my way to check out the store, see if I can get any good deals on meat. I worked this morning, and I was working at the house, and I was watching the Killed Zoom call that I had a customer call me. Had to talk him through the technical issue he was having, and I think that problem is solved. So now, I'm going for a little bit of a bike ride so I don't get too sedentary. Although I have been working today. It was kind of interesting because I just passed somebody that was having a bike ride. He seemed to be breathing hard. Look, a big fat ducky. Fresh duck meat. Hello, Mr. Duck. You good, ducky? Look at that big fat duck. Come here, Mr. Tasty. Come here, Mr. Duck. Oh, look at Mr. Duck. Boy, here's an example of erosion. They sprayed a bunch of herbicide. See, they put herbicide on the side of this canal in this part, and look at this. This whole thing is collapsed, including the sidewalk, from all that herbicide. You can see this is the actual ground level. That's the coral rock. This has been filled in. Those are the loose stones. Almost like this. This is just being held by nothing but gravity. What a mess. Look at the culvert deteriorating. This has been here for a really long time. I think this was done sometime, I guess in the 60s, but look at this culvert. Completely rusted away. Look at that. I'm surprised this road hasn't collapsed. Pretty bad. Anyway. Yep. Camera's still working. The other side of the culvert is also rusted out. Look at how bad this is. I think there's a danger of this thing collapsing one of these days. Even the guardrail, look, it's missing the spacer right here. There's nothing holding it up. That's crazy. Not even a bolt. And Mr. Ducky, well, he's over there. I'm surprised he didn't go in the canal to get away from me. I guess somebody's been picking up junk cars. Look at Mr. Ducky. Come here, Mr. Duck. Want to come home with me? Come on, Mr. Duck. Come here, Mr. Ducky. There's my ducky. Hello, Mr. Duck. Look at the ducky. You're a bad ducky. Oh, well. Don't be afraid. You're a good ducky. Beautiful duck. People think they're ugly. I think they're beautiful. They're even more beautiful when you remove the feathers. You have them in the refrigerator and you section them up for delicious deep frying. Think about a combination between the most delicious crispy skinned duck and a delicious steak. That's exactly what Muscovy duck tastes like. It is absolutely amazing. So, back to what I've been observing. Now I see that the turnpike is backed up again. I mean, it's around 6 o'clock. Shouldn't be that much traffic. There wasn't that much traffic last Friday, but I guess Monday there is. There's just no reason to the amount of traffic that we get around here. It's crazy. Anyway. Yeah. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah. Something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, and after watching Mitch's channel, and he decided to change his YouTube schedule, try to move it earlier so that he can live his life. And around this time of the year, this is still hurricane season, so we do have to worry about a storm coming. Now, August, this is prime hurricane season, but the really prime hurricane season starts around now. I believe this is Labor Day weekend. There's been some really bad hurricanes. I think the 1935 hurricane was a Labor Day storm. There's nothing going on out there, but with the rainy weather sort of going away from us, we should get rain at least every other day. If we go about a week without rain, that usually means a high pressure system will develop. High pressure system rotates in the opposite direction but to a hurricane. So if high pressure sits over us, the hurricane will tend to go around the edge. Now, one thing that you'll notice is that when high pressure does go around, if a hurricane bumps into it, it's not going to repel it perfectly. The high pressure is going to tend to become indented. The hurricane will go into it, and then it will start to follow it around. How strong the hurricane is makes all the difference. If the hurricane is really strong, it's going to make a big indentation. And while the high pressure system does take away from the moisture, it can cause the storm to be focused, just like Andrew did. Hurricane Andrew was a very powerful one. And that's something to watch out for. I see the diesel went down again. It was $3.55, then it was $3.35, then $3.50 something. Now it's $3.35. Crazy. Very interesting. All right. Traffic isn't too bad today by comparison. That's weird. There's somebody back there, but there's a big line of cars here going to the BJ's gas. Regular. It's down to $2.76 now. Interesting. People line up when the gas price goes down. I think it's pretty fascinating. So, the most dangerous part of the hurricane season started last week. It looks like we're going to finish August without a storm. Then we have September. 4 weeks of danger. Then we have October. Once October finishes, the danger of a hurricane is gone. Now I hope things remain pretty quiet, considering I have not been able to fix my roof, and the last thing I need is to deal with a massive storm. Then again, a couple of my friends called me and they said, we do get a hurricane, are you available for storm work? So yeah, I'm available if it's within driving distance. If I have to go far upstate, not so much, because I can't leave my home to deteriorate the leaky roof. Then I have to deal with my little guy, my little cat. That's the one bad thing about pets. They kind of keep you from being able to travel the way you want to. But what can you do? I like my little black Menace. He's awesome. I think he's added quite a bit to my YouTube channel. Everybody asked for him, and that's great. Let's see. Okay. Looks safe so far. I'll check out the Fresco and Moss. I don't think there's going to be anything on sale, but if there is, I'll pick it up. If not, I got myself a little bit of outdoor activity. Although I was installing an air conditioner this morning, I guess that counts as outdoor activity. But anyway, so hopefully hurricane season will be relatively quiet. Although if we go an entire year without a hurricane, that's going to be extremely unusual. It would be something else if we got one down here in South Florida. That could change everything pretty quickly. Having a storm, the people that I know, especially now, they say that workers are harder to find. Hopefully they are. Hopefully they've been deporting a lot of the illegals, and that's going to eliminate a lot of potential labor. Now, we know that the only thing central bankers fear is rising wages. They don't care about inflation. They love inflation. That means that their buddies are making more money. But when wages go up, that's what bothers them. So as long as wages don't go up, I can expect more money printing and lower interest rates. If wages start to go up, interest rates will be lifted. It's always the way they do it. Now, thankfully, although I'm not making a lot of money, at least I'm pretty much cash flowing. Even cash flow, not positive, not negative. I don't know what the term would be. Equal, equity, I don't know. But what I do know is the way things are going. I told a friend of mine I'm going to make a timeline. I want to move out of here by 2027, which means I have the rest of this year, next year, to find my new location. Now, some of you may know, I do own a 5-acre lot a little bit upstate. The value keeps going up, which means the taxes go up. So I might end up selling that and going somewhere else. But I have a couple of other options. One option is to turn it into a landscape nursery and get a tax break. The other option, when I move, I can simply take the homestead exemption with me and just move to a new place that I would build. Something around 1,000 square feet, which is the minimum you can build. I don't want a big house. And even if I did want a big house, I'd start with a small one. And then I'd add on later. But I'll definitely want a small house and hopefully with a decent sized garage. Anyway, here I am at Frisco Emas, where one of the doors is closed. I'll go ahead and lock up the bicycle and go inside and see if there's any deals. If I got deals, I'll show them to you. If not, I'll just go home and do my thing. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little ride, and I'll be talking to you pretty soon.